This is a video in a playlist. This is the Mom's Lives Matter playlist. This is about the daughter of Jacob. Her name was DInah. DInah. Okay, this is Genesis 34. Well, I'll read it out of this. Let me tell you what my website says, where sciencemeetsreligion.blogspot.com. Most of it is direct Bible quotes. Some of it is me. This looks like the beginning is me. It says Jacob's daughter, DInah, was defiled by Shechem the prince. When she went out to meet the daughters, the prince loved her and spoke kindly to her and told his dad Hamor to get me this damsel to wife. Jacob agreed if they would circumcise themselves, and DInah's brothers were like, no way can we let our sister go into the hands of the heathen. So while, these men were hurt from the cut-up job Jacob told them to do, they were hurt, and DInah's brothers went in and they killed them all the way. And they killed the heathens and they rescued DInah. Genesis 34 says, DInah, and they said, should he deal with our sister as with a harlot? I was calling it the smelly circumcision, because Jacob knew that he was going to stink for that. Genesis 34:30. Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I, being few in number, they're going to gather themselves together and slay me, and I will be destroyed, I and my house. Okay, so I'm going to read you the whole story. Now this, Genesis 34, as I'm going to read you. Now this is happening after Genesis 31. Now what happened in Genesis 31 was the angel of God called himself the God of Bethel, and Jacob anointed a pillar and told him to get out of the land. Okay. Now Jacob, we know Jacob had 4 baby mamas, and DInah came from Leah. That was Genesis 34:1. DInah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Okay, so Genesis 34. It says, DInah, the daughter who Leah had borne to Jacob, went out to visit some of the women of the land. When Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the leader of the region, saw her, seized her, laid with her by force. He was strongly attracted to DInah, the daughter of Jacob, and was in love with the young woman. He spoke affectionately to her. And Shechem said to his father Hamor, get me this young woman for a wife. Meanwhile, Jacob heard that Shechem had defiled his daughter DInah. But since his sons were out in the field with the livestock, Jacob kept quiet until they came home. Now Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to discuss the matter with Jacob. Just as Jacob's sons were coming in from the field, when they heard the news, the men were indignant, extremely angry. Shechem had committed an outrage in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter. Such a thing is not done. Hamor appealed to them, saying, my son Shechem has his heart set on your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife. Intermarry us. Give us your daughters. Take our daughters for yourselves, and thus you can live among us. The land is open before ye. Settle and move about freely in it. Acquire holdings here. Then Shechem appealed to DInah's father and brothers. Do me this favor, and whatever you ask of me, I'll give, no matter how high you set the bridal price and give. I will give whatever you ask from me. Only give me the young woman as a wife. That was line 12. I'm going to finish up for this book. Then came the answer Jacob's sons gave to Shechem and his father Hamor, a crafty answer, because he had dishonored their sister. "We can't do such a thing," they said to them. "To give our sister to an uncircumcised man would be a disgrace for us. We can only on one condition, that you become like us by circumcising your males. Then we will give you our daughters, taking yours for ourselves, and we will stay with you and make one nation. But if you do not listen to us on this matter of circumcision, we shall take our daughter and go." Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son, were pleased with what they heard. The young man did not hesitate about doing this. He was deeply in love with Jacob's daughter. Moreover, he was the most important person in his father's household. Hamor and his son Shechem went to the gate of their town and spoke to their fellow townsmen, saying, "These men are friendly. Let them stay with us in the land and move about as freely as they like. Let us marry their daughters and give our daughters to them. But these men will agree to stay with us and become a single nation only on this condition, that all males must be circumcised as they are. Will not their livestock and good and all their cattle belong to us if only we agree to cut off a piece of our dicks and let them stay with us?" And all the citizens of the town agreed to the proposal made by Hamor and his son Shechem. So all the males were circumcised. Now on the third day, when they were still in pain, Jacob's two sons, Simeon and Levi, the brothers of Dinah, took their sword, marched into the town unsuspected, killed all the males. They put Hamor and his son Shechem to the sword and took Dinah from Shechem's house and came away. Jacob's sons attacked the wounded and pillaged the town because their sister had been dishonored. They took away the flocks, cattle, donkeys, and whatever there was in the town and in the countryside. They carried off all their riches and their little children and their wives and looted everything to be found in their houses. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You done me harm, putting me in a bad odor with the people of this land of the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I have few men, whereas they will unite against me to defeat me and destroy me and my family." They retorted, "Is our sister to be treated like a whore?" The next is chapter 35, Jacob at Bethel. God said to Jacob, "Move on now. Go to Bethel and settle there. Make an altar there for God who appeared to you when you were fleeing from your brother Esau." Jacob said to his family and to all who were with him, "Get rid of the foreign gods that you have with you. Wash and change your clothes. We must move on." Go to Bethel. I'm not going to read it all because this was just about Dinah.